Ken, and I want to welcome you to our online Christmas service. Today, the service will be a little different. First of all, I told you that it would be in person, but as you can see, it's only online today. In keeping with the governor's recommendation for churches and other public places, we're trying to make our congregation and our people feel as secure and safe as we possibly can. So today, it's only worship online, so keep that in mind. Our program today is different because it's a Christmas program, and we want you to watch. And when it comes time to sing, we want you to sing. And then we want you to observe the different videos that we have that are going to teach you how to own the responsibility of pleasing God in your everyday life. We got a lot of different things, a lot of different people involved, and we want you to participate by watching our video online today. So join us as we do that.
In everything I did, I showed you that by this kind of hard work, we must help the weak. Remembering the words the Lord Jesus himself said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Acts 20:35.
My world standing still on this moonlight hill, alone. The stars fill my eyes, strange and beautiful sight. Oh, then voices singing in the sky, calling through the silent night, brings me to my knees. Heavenly hosts cries, glory, glory, for the Lord is with us. Let all the earth shout, worthy, worthy, love has come to save us. Holy, 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 holy.
How could this little child, so humble, meek, and mild, come and save me and mend my heart and soul? The angels seem to know, hear them singing on and on, yeah.
Heavenly hosts cries, glory, glory, for the Lord is with us. Let all the earth shout, worthy, worthy, love has come to save us. Holy, 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 love has come to save us. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Heavenly hosts cry, glory, glory, for the Lord is with us. Let all the earth shout, worthy, worthy, love has come to save us.
holy, 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 love has come to save me.
All right, let's have a fun old-fashioned family meeting.
Hold on, I gotta get ready.
So what we want to do is coming up with an idea to serve people. Like, the community, like maybe even people from our church. But it's up to us what we want to do. We have to show how we're going to do it.
We can come up with
Yeah.
we just need to start brainstorming some different things that we might want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know when we gave the hot chocolate and we did that little Christmas parade, that was a good idea. Hanging on.
Yeah.
Well, but since it's getting cold outside and stuff, like there's a lot of homeless people that could use it.
Especially like when we go to Granny's house.
We could send letters and do something fun for people that haven't been at church since the quarantine.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't forgot about you. We hope you're okay. I could go hunting and get a bunch of turkeys. Kill a bunch of turkeys.
Don't write that.
And give those out. What?
I don't know what was going through his brain.
Like,
He was talking about shooting turkeys for the homeless or something. Like, he can't even shoot a deer. So why would he be able to shoot a turkey? You know, like how you can get those clear little ornament balls and you like put the paint in them and shake them and stuff? We can make those for people. I don't know where.
I could call the lady that runs the least of these ministries, Dawn,
Mhm.
and see if like there's a family who is just getting on their feet and stuff like that, see if they need groceries or something. We could buy them groceries for the holiday. Along with that, we can go through our coat closet and any coats that we're not wearing or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And do what with it?
We'll give them to Dawn.
Oh, okay.
And because I mean they go out, you know, all the time, and I think I saw something on Facebook where they are needing coats.
So let's do that. Let's do the letters, and then
she's gonna call and see if there's a family that we can get groceries for, and then we're writing all those little notes.
and those coats,
Yeah, the coats. can get
groceries,
donated.
coats. You can go through them for both of those.
And then the little notes for people, because we have to go out and buy those little thank you notes.
Yeah, we can get those at the Dollar Tree or something.
You're gonna give them thank you notes.
Yeah, thank you for being alive. Thank you for still being here.
You're happy they're alive. Bless their hearts.
Oh, I thought my idea was so good. Like the little thank you notes.
Yeah.
That's 3 ideas.
Well, we have a list of 7, but we're doing 3.
Oh, the mask.
Thank you for shopping at Walmart.
Was that bad?
No. It was good.
It was good. It was great. It was great feeling.
what can I give him? Poor as I am. If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what can I give him? I'll give, I'll give, I'll give, I'll give, I'll give my heart.
Alright, so I want to see if there's some kind of service project that we could do this year for Christmas Last year we went to the community store, which we can't do this year because of COVID. So they actually sent us an email saying that we could do that part. So what are some other ideas of stuff that we could do do like the service project here at Christmas time?
What if we were to like bring clothes to a shelter?
Okay.
Like curtains? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What if
Yeah, that's good.
What if we got like food from Kroger or something and took it to the shelter?
Okay. Those are good. We'd have to really get busy on it, get it going.
We could also like get goodie bags and maybe like the people in the street.
That's really good.
Yeah. I like that idea.
We could also get like socks and like the slipper things for the people at the nursing home. Or make something for them.
Yeah.
But if we can't see anything.
Yeah, like the non-slip socks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah, because they don't, a lot of them don't have anybody, so it would be good to take stuff down to them. Right? So, which one do you guys like? What idea do you like better out of all those?
I like Lydia's idea.
I like the socks.
At the nursing home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with it like being cold and stuff and Christmas, like I like getting socks.
Right. Okay.
New pair of socks always feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's go. And then all these are for the women.
Perfect. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah. So it's the individual gifts, and then there's little candy bags at the bottom.
Perfect. I'm gonna love that. Thank you all.
Thank you.
So appreciate it.
All right. Have a good
Thank you.
Christmas.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is talking about our ideas for giving back to the community, and I wrote down a bunch of ideas, but I'm leaning toward Mrs. Bethel.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm sure Miss Bethel at Grand Court could use supplies for the little kids that she teaches during the pandemic. It's been tough, I'm sure. I know.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We'll see her at Thanksgiving, so we can talk to her then, and we can surprise her. Okay, we wanted to ask you a question. Okay. For church, remember I was telling you we're doing these videos, and it's all about serving and giving back to the community. We would like to know if you, being a school teacher, need anything for school, for your students, that we could provide for you guys.
Wow. Short of $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million? Yeah, no. Yeah, where do you get those?
Well, you can get them at Barnes & Noble, but you can also order on Amazon.
Okay, okay.
And there's a couple of different series books out there that
Okay.
have and a lot of the books have the themes that the kids like. So there could be things that both like the Disney princesses, and then there's some like cars and some of the things that the kids enjoy.
She said books. So how many students do you have?
I have 18.
18 students.
18.
And your goal is to put a book in each student's hands.
That's so important for the kids to be able to have that book in their hand, the responsibility of book ownership. And then it's also great for the parents to be able to have that time to sit down with their children, help them if they're struggling on a word, help them with the comprehension of the story. So anytime we can put a book in a kid's hand is just phenomenal.
Are you ready? Let's go deliver the books. I'm excited to give Mrs. Bethel those books for her students. I sure hope they like them.
Yeah, me too, honey. I certainly hope so as well.
And we're here. Yay! Oh!
Before you video.
Okay, we got 82 books for you.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
82. That is awesome.
Yeah, we went all around town, but we found 82.
You probably did 82 miles to find 82 books.
At least 82.
So if I'm trying to go by student here.
Okay.
This one. I've got something for you, so you can give your attention to Mrs. Dean, please.
Okay, we got a present for you. And you can take these home with you, and you can keep them and read.
I know the books.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Right through the package. There you go.
Oh my goodness, can you use your manners, please?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For allowing us to do to render this favor to you.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Ooh.
Do you have a present too,
Go back
Miss
to your desk
Bethel?
real quick.
No calories.
Ooh, look at that. Mrs. Bethel's favorite. It's not a book. It's chocolate.
And then, okay. Okay, let's go. Got it? Come on, you're so slow. Oh my god. Don't drop them either. Get the doorbell for me, please. Thank you. Alright, good job. We rock it! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Oh, thank you! You're welcome. Oh, those frames are beautiful. Thanks. Appreciate that. Love it. Merry Christmas.
The people who have walked in darkness have seen a great light. For those who lived in a land of deep shadows, light. The joy of a great celebration, sharing rich gifts and warm greetings. For a child has been born for us, the gift of a son for you and for me. His names will be Amazing Counselor, Strong God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. And there will be no limits to the wholeness that he brings.
Won't you come? Won't you come? Yeah, yeah.
When you think about all the miracles that Jesus performed, all the things that he did, and you think about what the outcome was, the effectiveness was, everybody that Jesus raised from the dead, they died. They died again. Everybody that he made well, they got sick and they died. Everybody that he fed got up the next day and they were hungry again. And sometimes I think we believe that the event or maybe the outcome is what this is all about, when in reality, it's about Jesus. So let's get over this idea of doing something big, doing something monstrous, doing something huge, and plug into the idea, I'm doing this out of obedience, and I'm doing this because I love him. Several years ago, I became a teacher at the regional jail. And I've always been a person that was looking for unique ways to serve, where other people, for whatever reason, didn't care to serve, weren't gifted to serve, that wasn't really their thing. I've always looked for places like that to serve. And so I became a teacher at the regional jail. And that was an interesting experience for me for 3 years that I did that. First of all, going through the background check and the process of becoming a teacher, and you do this as a volunteer, and it's like you're going to be serving at the White House. Then each week when I would actually go, it would take me about 30 minutes to go through security so that I could have access to teaching for maybe an hour. And the young men that came to my class I could never know whether or not they were just trying to get out of where they were or they were truly seeking knowledge, but they didn't have to come, but they came. And this was kind of one of my gifts to God, not because it changed anybody's life, but because I felt I was giving something that I could do to God through serving these men. And I did. And strangely enough, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with them. I love doing it. And I've never gotten over that. And one of the things that I decided to do was to try to make a difference for them in their life. I became frustrated by the fact that I felt that most of these young men were going to go through this cycle for the rest of their lives. One of the things that probably bothered me the most was that I felt that they believed that this was their destiny. They were going to spend the rest of their life in jail, out of jail. And they had this thing, either a life sentence or a bullet somewhere you were going to get. And that's honestly how they felt about their destiny. And I think about, I never grew up feeling that way. But somewhere along the way, I began to realize there were what I called two lanes of justice in our system. And this grew to bother me in the most unbelievable way. And that was that there was a system of justice for really what we would think of as affluent people. And there was a system of justice for people that didn't have means, didn't have other people who cared about them. And I didn't think it should be that way. And I would often think, what could I do about this? I wasn't a lawyer, I wasn't an attorney, I didn't have huge resources, but I was always thinking about ways that I could make this matter. And I came up with what I thought was the best way. And I write letters. And think about how long it takes me to write an effective letter without a misspelled word in it. So sometimes the right kind of letter can take me a month. Sometimes it can take me 6 weeks, not just because of spelling, but because of strategy and what it is I'm trying to say. And this is one of those letters that I worked on for quite some time. In the course of 35 years, I have served as the pastor to 5 Wesleyan churches. In the past few years, part of my service was as a volunteer teacher in my community. The municipality where I reside had no budget for education programs at our regional jail. Hence, I became the teacher and the learning coach. In doing so, I found a place where joy and mayhem share the same space and time. Inmates' participation in my class was not required, but each week I looked out at a sea of mostly black faces hungry for knowledge that might lead to a better life. Still, behind these faces were young men who felt they were predestined for a life of endless incarceration and that hope was merely a ploy to generate compliance. Conversely, that others had won a lottery payout of a family, of a house, a sequence of upwardly mobile choices. For me, the most disheartening matter was to discover a judiciary with 2 lanes of justice. One is a majestic, lofty theater of bow-tie-wearing barristers who roar the rhetoric of justice. The other lane is actors merely covering their bases. Plato's pretend justice, a system marked by efficiency and predetermined outcome, often crafted by police officers and prosecutors and then submitted to clerks. Young men see court procedures as pre-op to prison. I'm haunted yet compelled by Thomas Jefferson's words. I consider a trial by jury as the only anchor ever yet imagined by man by which the government can be held to the principles of its constitution. For these young men, juries are not an expectation. It would be an aberration in lane 2. Sadly, most are not even aware they're eligible for a jury trial. This is Jefferson's tyranny of oppressive power seeking the most efficient and predictable outcome. Jefferson foreknew the legislators and prosecutors that we now see when lacking the accountability of a jury. Trial by jury must be the norm, or legislators will continue to create laws as if they are solutions, and prosecutors will continue to take this tightly woven net and marginalize the undesirables. For the young man willing to take a risk with a public defender and then not prevail is to encounter punitive, adverse reaction for having tried. The ascendancy of district courts to trivialize and then to sideline juries. Accountability is the denial of a sacred process. Trial by jury must become commonplace to do its intended work. Even if unseen, it gives pause to oppressive and aggressive legislators. It diminishes social bitterness and can heal a type of suppressed anger. I speak judicial philosophy, not law. Supreme Court justice remain the only souls unscathed by Washington's political carnivores. You possess the perception of unpolluted guidance. Use this gift and foster the expectation that everyone's value is a trial and a jury.
Lord bless you
1,000 generations, and your family, and their children, and their children, and their children. May his favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May his favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May his favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May his presence go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you, within you. He is with you, he is with you in the morning, in the evening, in the coming, and you're going, and you're weeping and rejoicing. He is for you, 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 he is for you. May his favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May his presence go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you, within you. He is with you, he is with you in the morning, in the evening, and you're coming, and you're going, and you're weeping, rejoicing. He is for you, he is for you.
We've come to the end of our service today, and there are a couple of things we want to remind you of. First of all, there is no in person worship until January the 3rd, so keep that in mind. Also, I don't know if you've thought about it, but it's been a long time since we've been able to pass an offering plate or have people here to give, and we need your support. You can text give, you can online give, or you can mail your giving in. We just need for you to give. Have you ever thought about including the church in your Christmas list as a part of making something a present to the church or something like that? We want to encourage you to do that because we need it. We, of course, have not been able to do our usual programs, and so that doesn't give us good access to it, but we need your support today in a real and in a special way. Now, I want you this week to have a Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas, even though it's different. And once again, I will be at home. I will be just Joy and I together. But you know what? Mary and Joseph, they started out there by themselves, and see what happened? 2,000 years later, we still remember it. So this does not have to be a bad week, a bad Christmas Eve, or a bad Christmas morning. It can be one you remember forever. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.